I'm rolling down the road and I'm flirting with disaster. What the hell's up? It's 103 degrees out here on I-44 towards the Joplin. Headed for another scorcher up here at Lee's Summit, the Tipsy Taco. It's gonna be good. Oh man, I remember a time playing in Fort Worth. It was like July at Fred's Texas Cafe downtown Fort Worth. It was 107. And they called and said, well, why don't you guys start a little later? 3 hours later, it was like 102. But, you know, there were people out. It was cool. That was cool. This place over here, it's like a outdoor patio stage, and then they got in the restaurant, they have these 3 like walls that open up kind of like garage doors. So it's quite cool no matter what time of year it is, you know, just seating wise and being able to see the stage. They got great food there. I mean, tacos are awesome. I always like to get those elote street tacos. So I always knew this day was coming, and I guess I ran for it as fast as I could. But about 6 months ago, went to the doctor, you know, for my usual checkup. And she says, you should stop drinking completely and immediately. These numbers are not looking good, and it's important that you don't take on any more alcohol. You've had your fill. Now anybody knows me, I don't let nothing stop me from having a drink. I love to drink. I always have. Probably a little bit more than I should at times. But I got too much to do to let Jim Beam ruin it for me, you know? And she's like, well, if you keep going, you're not going to make it another 5 years. And so that was heavy. I had to really think about that a lot. And that was like in December, and then, you know, January, I think I drank a 6-pack by myself one night, and I just felt like absolute hell for 3 days. I was like, maybe that old doc's got something, you know, maybe we should think about this. Further investigation, you know, my hunch was right, you know, I drank all I could for as long as I could. I drank when I was happy, I drank when I was scared, I drank when I was sad, I drank when I was lonely. I just drank, you know, and it didn't matter. But now, after, it's been about 6 months, I guess, since I've had those 6 beers. End of January, whenever that, 8 months then, let's call it. But man, it sucks because, you know, all these gigs in Eureka, I mean, they give me whatever I want. I could drink all day and all night if I wanted to over there. But, you know, one reason I got the gig was they were like, Matt, we've never seen somebody that can still be standing up here at 10:30 at night, you know, after starting playing at noon or 1 or 2 or whenever it is, you know. And I couldn't do it if I was drinking a lot, you know, and especially if it was all free, you know. And those girls pour a heck of a drink over there, and at the deli, same thing. I mean, so if I was 30, 32 when I got this situation happening, I probably would have ruined it. Probably would have been drunk and carrying on and whatever it is. But I'm glad that I'm able to see that this is valuable and worth hanging on to. So maybe I shouldn't drink. You know, and so those are big realizations to come to after being a lifelong dipsomaniac. It is different, you know. I get a kick out of people, you know, when you can tell they've had too much, they start acting crazy and whatever. But man, I had all my fun doing that stuff. I I got all kinds of stories for a lifetime that I can tell people. Some of them I'm not too proud of. But, seeing life with this clarity after not being intoxicated for probably the longest period of time I've ever been through since I, started drinking beer probably back in high school. And I don't know, seeing things a lot different, that's for sure. And I still want to drink. I've taken to drinking Arnold Palmer's. You know what that is? It's unsweet tea and lemonade together. Delicious. But you know what? I take a sip of that and I think, I'd love to put some tequila in there. But see, there's the thing. My parents always told me when I was growing up, they said, Matt, you can either have some self-discipline and, pace yourself, or other things will force you to pace yourself. And it really sucks because, I'm not the kind of guy that just drink one drink and that's it, good night, see you later. I like to drink a lot. And so knowing how I am with everything else, I've decided that it's just not a good idea to give me one little bit of grace. I just got to be really tough on myself. And is this hard? Yeah, it's hard. But what would be even harder is if I died prematurely from liver failure and I didn't get to do all the things that I wanted to do, in life. That would be harder. So that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, it's tough to not take a shot. Yeah, but I'm all the better for it, I think. I feel better. And they also told me, they said, you need to knock off the sugar and everything else. And I'm just like, well, okay, so same thing, ever since I was an adult, I've never one time disciplined myself, eating, drinking, nothing. I ate and I drank exactly what I wanted, when I wanted. It didn't matter what time it was. It didn't matter. I'd go back to the hotel and eat an 800-calorie bag of candy at 3 in the morning after drinking 5,000 calories of booze, beer, and whatever. And, she says I'm right at the cusp of diabetes, 6.5 A1C, so it's been fluctuating back and forth. So I've been trying to just eat real clean, and I've been paying attention to what's going on here with the food supply in the world. And there's so many adjectives that I have to explain to you what my disappointment, amazement, confusion, amusement, whatever it is, all these things that I've loved to eat my whole life are just pure toxic crap. I mean, Pop-Tarts, cereal, it's all full of chemicals and bullshit that just make you fat, make you want more of it. And I'm really, for lack of a better term, I'm pissed off about the food supply in this world. Because the ingredients that are prohibited in food in every other nation of the world are not only in all our food here, but they're supported by your USDA government. Now you tell me, it's an industry to get people fat, sick, overweight, diabetic, and then it's an industry to take care of them too. So I've had to completely change my diet, completely change my ways. And it really sucks. But back to what my parents were saying when I was a kid, exert some self-discipline on yourself and it won't be so harsh later down the road. Well, you're right, both of you. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. You're both right. I proved it. Oh, so wish me luck. And I would encourage you all too to, in good health, read these labels. Get educated on what's going on here because it is terrifying. And so that's my thought for today. I'm going to go out here and sweat my brains out. I'm going to stop in Butler Music on the way up there. Visit my layaway. You'll see soon enough. I hope y'all have a great Thursday. Stay cool. Jeez. Still 103 on the old temperature gauge here.